Yo, what's up, bitches? Today we're gonna break down the safest and easiest way to make 1 million rubles in 15 minutes and escape from Tarkov. I've got 4 raids worth of loot to show you, but I'll leave that for later. First, let's show you what you'll need for this run. Alright, so for this run to work, you're gonna need the biggest backpack that you can get your dirty little fucking paws on. The ideal backpack would be the 6SH118, or the raid backpack, or as I like to call it, the couch. The couch has 48 spaces, allowing you to pack your best friend's entire gear set into it for easy extraction. Oh shit. It sounded like it was right behind us.
Yeah, pretty close.
I'm gonna throw... Ooh. There's a tank! Holy shit! Good lord.
Did you get him?
Yeah, I got him.
All my shit's insured, so hide it if you can.
Yep.
Yeah, but like you hit it where people couldn't see it, right?
Yep.
Like not just like right next to my body, right? Like you took like a couple seconds.
Yeah, you know, I hit it.
As long as you can hit it, it was all insured. I spent money on that, otherwise you owe me money.
Okay.
Like you hit my stuff, like you could just throw it in the water.
Yeah.
Like nobody, it's not possible to get to it there. So
Yeah, no one's gonna get it. No one.
Okay.
Like, nobody. Nobody's gonna get you your loot.
That's perfect.
And I'm out. The couch can be had for 2 military cables via a trade from level 4 Prepper. There's also a level 3 Prepper trade that requires you to complete Easy Job Part 1. That trade costs 9 USEC dog tags. The Blackjack is your second best option, but it's slightly smaller and it's arguably more difficult to get a hold of with a level 4 barter trade from Ragman. The third best option is the F4 Terminator, which can be purchased from Ragman level 3 for 88,000 rubles. This backpack isn't going to let you pack away all that PvP loot that you want, but when it comes to looting, this is the next best backpack you can get. Alright, so what are you going to need for this run? You'll need only 2 keys, the cottage back door key and the cottage safe key. That's it. I'll also advise that you bring some stims like an SJ6 and a 3BTG, because if you spawn on the opposite side of the map, then it'll take you a few minutes to get to the route. Using those stims will allow you to get to the route a lot quicker and cross the whole map in only 2 sprints. We're going to showcase that during our showcase raid. After the showcase raid, we'll look at the loot and the profit from the previous 3 raids. Then we'll look at the averages of the raid time and the profit. And trust me, you won't be doing any other money runs after this. All right, let's showcase this. We got a far spawn here, so we're gonna pop some drugs and run all across the map. We should be able to finish this loot run in right around 16 minutes. 15, 16 minutes. We shouldn't really run into anybody along our path. We're gonna just try to cut through right past power station. No, I didn't think that's how they did it. Because when they nerfed jumping, they like made it impossible to get into certain spots throughout all the maps. into 2 players along the way. All right. Alright, so what we're gonna do. We're gonna strip this for the parts. And we're gonna go. So the cottages, this cottage area specifically is gonna be the highest risk area. So you can find loose loot right here on the top of these bricks. Same thing on these boxes. Then we're gonna loot this cache. Cola, nice. Now we're gonna head into the cottage area. Now this is where you're most likely to run into players. Otherwise, it'll usually be pretty quiet. You're gonna need 1 key. You'll need the cottage. You'll need 2 keys. The first key will be the cottage key. Cottage door key. And then upstairs, there'll be 1 PC. There'll be a safe. The next room over. 1 duffel bag. The second key you'll need is the cottage safe key to unlock the safe. Diary. I don't have a docs case. There'll be 1 jacket in here. The cottage safe key can spawn right here on top of these barrels, so you always want to check that. We'll loot this duffel bag inside the garage, or the shed. Squash. We're going to come in here into the unlocked cottage. We have 1 duffel bag in here. Go upstairs. There'll be a safe right here in this room. Chain, nice. The vase, we have room in there. Open up this safe in here. This blue cabinet at the top of it has a safe, and then you can spawn weapons in below it and attachments. It's actually pretty common that this will be completely empty. There'll be 1 PC block in here. Then there'll be 2 jackets right here behind the door. Nice. We'll have this duffel bag right here. Some toothpaste, we'll pick that up. And now that we're through this portion, this is where the loot gets really good. So, you have a couple options here. You can loot these. There's a stash right out here, a cache right here. And there's a cache over by that destroyed house. I'm gonna let this plane pass over. that airdrop is gonna land near the suicide field. Alright, sick thermometer and a duct tape. So, we're not gonna worry about that airdrop. We don't want any of the loot from that over to this loot anyhow. We're gonna hit up this stash over here. Nice rice tea face shield, some peas. We're gonna turn back around and go back towards the village. We're gonna loot this house right here. Paper right here, you get loose loot spawn. You get like technical supplies there. Got one duffel bag on this couch. Another one next to this couch. Alright, come up to the upper level. We'll loot the bag up here. Nothing that we want from that. Now we're going to continue further into the village. We're going to come into this shed here. We're going to loot these 2 jackets. There's going to be a cache right here. Light bulb, spark plug, screwdriver, hot rod. Nice. And a Cayman cover. There's going to be 1 jacket inside this house, the entryway. We're going to loot this toolbox right here. Bolts, nice. Cross over to this side. Inside this house, there's gonna be 4 jackets. There's gonna be 1 behind the door. There's gonna be 1 on the other side of the door. Both empty, of course. There's gonna be 1 duffel bag. The pox ram in it, nice. The other 2 jackets are inside this room. 104 key, nice. Dorm 206. Alright, and then you can also occasionally find loose loot on these tables. There is one weapon crate right here that I like to loot as well. You can find good attachments and weapons in here. Flashlight. That's all we need from that. Alright, so now we're going to go back through across the street. Loot the duffel bag inside the shed. Got some soap, a relay, and a second relay. That's really good. Jump over that. Open this gate up. And come in here inside this house. There'll be 2 jackets and a duffel bag on the inside. Of course, the jackets will be empty. Silicone tube, nice. So now we're gonna loot 2 more stashes, or caches that are right here, one next to the trash. There's a dry fuel, nice. And there'll be 1 inside this, this concrete silo. Get a gun sight. Mandible for the helmets. fast MT. We're gonna end up probably dropping it to make space for loot here. The third and final cache from this area will be right back here in the corner. We actually do have one more cache on the way. Weapon parts. We're gonna go inside this house right here. Search this jacket. Empty, of course. Search his double bag. A sugar. It's really nice. Double A battery and a magnet. There'll be a jacket out here that we need to loot. Dorm 203 key. I'm not sure how much the Dorm 203 key is worth. Top of my head. Not sure that's worth much of anything. We'll find out. Tape key, a thermometer, and a wire. That's a really good setup there off that toolbox. Now I know there's a couple weapon crates between these two buildings, and a bunch of loose loot in there, but I tend to skip it. Loot this toolbox. Jump over the fence. Come to this house. Empty jacket, of course. On this table here, you can find loose loot. On the couch, you can find loose loot as well. You can find technical spawns. You can find loose loot here on the ground as well. In here, there will be a toolbox. And a duffel bag. Well, that's nice. And then our actual final cache, right here. A roller, very nice, look at that. And we are quite full. Might end up keeping that mandible depending on what we find in here. Empty, of course. And then we will make our way out of this raid. Right through the lighthouse for easy extraction. Now, when you're on your way to the village, if you get like a far spawn on the south side of the map, you're gonna want to take it slow. If you're confident in your PvP skills, then you can rush across past the weather station and the power station. But otherwise, you take your time and you get out here, and you'll get a pretty much just a free full bag worth of loot. The shoreline, the village is hardly ever looted. Even as a scav, you could easily scav in and get an insane amount of loot. Obviously, the bigger bag you have, ideally you have a raid backpack on for the largest amount of carry space. But the larger bag you have, the more money you're gonna make. You'll be able to fill up your whole bag nearly every raid using this pathing. So that's the run. It's that easy, chat. That easy. Alright, so now that you've seen the showcase raid, let's take a look at the other three raids. So for the first raid, we brought in a solid 980,652 rubles in 16 minutes flat. Some of the big ticket items we got that raid were a roller, a Loot Lord plushie. Yo, shout out to Aqua FPS. He's a small streamer. Everyone go check him out. And a stack of paper. For the second raid, we hauled off a whopping 1.035 million rubles in a lightning fast 13 minutes and 43 seconds. In this raid, we found a sugar, 2 Elyankas, and an RBVO marked key. You could sell that key or you could keep it. That could net you more profit in the future. For our third raid, we pulled out a nice 995,502 rubles in a solid 14 minutes, 33 seconds. During this raid, we found another roller, 2 diaries, and a West 323 key. I do want to put a disclaimer. Prices on the flea market do vary from time to day, and the period in the wipe, like if we're at the front of the wipe or the back of the wipe. So make sure you understand that although you will average somewhere around 900 to 1,000,000 rubles on this run, yeah, your prices on your flea market will vary slightly. Now it's time for some averages. Amongst these 4 raids, we averaged 985,000 rubles per raid in only 15 minutes and 49 seconds. That's easily over 3 million rubles in 1 hour, even if you consider the time spent out of raid. I highly encourage you to run the Shoreline as a scav as well to scoop up all this loot that is hardly ever touched. The village on Shoreline hardly ever gets looted if you aren't the one looting it. I'd argue that this loot run is potentially safer than Woods due to the fact that all the juicers who are going to be on this map will be going to Resort, allowing you to scoop up all that free money. If you guys have anything to add, feel free to comment down in the comments section. Also, subscribe for more content. We're going to be putting out more stuff just like this.